It's a nice little thing I like to call Swig Good, and we're gonna crack one open today. When Swig Good fails. Today we are doing something a little different, and it's not just gonna be today, it's gonna be over the course of X amount of weeks. We are gonna be starting a new series that is going to dive into the lore of Fallout. The series will end when Fallout 76 is released, but we will be doing it every Wednesday until then. We'll be doing different episodes, different lore until then. We are also doing a giveaway on this channel. We will have a lot more details at the end of this video. But today we are going to be diving into the world of Fallout before October 23rd, 2077. So Fallout is essentially a parallel universe of ours that is the same until around the end of World War II, when America and most likely the rest of the world decided to use nuclear energy as the main source of energy. In the 1950s, the era of diners and pop houses was so well received that people adapted that and tried to recreate that lifestyle up until the bombs dropped. That's why you see so many diner-esque places in Fallout games, and why in Fallout 4, your house in that game is very 70s, 60-ish. In 1969, the United States went from being 50 states to what they called commonwealths, and there was 13 commonwealths. However, America does what it does, and competition started to happen, and there was competition between all 13 of those commonwealths, and it just started to weaken the country as a whole. Like our timeline, communism was a big scare in America during the Cold War era. This scare, however, lasted a lot longer than the Cold War. When Soviet Russia fell to China, China and the US were now bitter rivals, and communism was still hated, if not more hated, than it ever was. When oil became a scarce item, the US began to make enemies when they started lashing out at their allies and neighboring countries for their oil and almost demanding their oil. Doing that in terms created the fall of Mexico when they tried to invade for more oil and made Texas almost a barren wasteland. America doing this started what was called the Resource War, when different countries were going at it for different resources of theirs. Europe and the Middle East went toe-to-toe and nuked each other. When that happened, that created kind of a fear around the world, but in America it created what was called Project Safe House, which in terms became Vault Tech. People would sign up for these vaults just in case, just to kind of have a peace of mind, to quote Fallout 4. The highest officials of America, including the president, formed a secret group that would ensure them safety, and that is when the Enclave was born, but more on them later. The US eventually went to war with China, and we created power armor to fight the commies and taking the war into our hand. It seemed that the war was over and the US had won. That was until October 23rd, 2077, when the Great War happened and lasted a total of about 2.5 hours. That day, countries worldwide were dropping nukes and atomic bombs on one another until what we know as America became the atomic wasteland that we love so much. So that's it for episode 1. That is just a little bit of backstory to Fallout, some lore, in case you haven't played any of the games and you just have no drive to, but for some reason you really want to play Fallout 76. We're going to be doing different lore each week, each Wednesday, so get ready for that. It's going to be awesome. We're having a giveaway on this channel, and we'll reveal a lot more details about it next week when we have more details to give to y'all. But if you want to kind of get a head start, leave a comment in this video. Just tell us what your favorite Fallout game is. What are some lore that you want us to dive into? We'll be giving you a new video on Friday. Joe will be presenting Fan Friday to y'all, as well as our live podcast that night. Y'all stay tuned for more info on this giveaway. Leave a comment below what your favorite Fallout game is, what is some stuff you want us to dive into, and we will give y'all more info on this giveaway next week, and I will talk to y'all later.